Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon. Everything is leading up to an almost imminent reveal of Gen 8. We've heard so many things as of late saying that it's coming in connection with Pokemon Day, and today we have new info from the Chinese Riddler himself, legendary Pokemon trickster, who says he's seen the Gen 8 trailer and it made him tear up.
Zach, I always wonder how this happens. How do these leakers or rumor mongers, I don't know what the nice thing to call them is. I really appreciate what they do, by the way. I'm not trying to be rude, but how did he see this?
With his eyes.
Sure.
With his magic Riddler glasses.
Sure, but how okay, he's the Riddler, so did he I mean, the Riddler's not really known for hacking, he's more known for riddles, but did he somehow hack the Nintendo servers and get a peek? Is there a Batman out there looking for him? What's happening?
I have no idea what's happening, and he might not even have said that he teared up. That is sort of the word on the street, and if you've seen this on Twitter or whatnot, people are saying whoa, he teared up, but it's more likely that the translation is that he was very impressed and intrigued by what he saw, and that it is a new style for Pokemon, and even as not such a big fan, he's excited to play. So what I want to talk about today, Gabe, is what would make us tear up? What would make us feel so excited to play Pokemon, and what would make you tear up in a Gen 8 trailer? What would you need to see to go gaga for this next game? Let us know in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you're pumped for Pokemon. Gabe, what's it gonna take?
I think that people had enough of crying Gabe this week because of the Reggie stuff. Even though, guys, I was never crying during a video. That never happened. I know it might have sounded like I was, but no, I wasn't.
Sure.
I have no problem telling people when I cried. I just wasn't. So no more crying Gabe. And that's sort of my sentiment here. I am a fan of Pokemon. I played it a lot growing up, and I saw some of the cartoon and stuff, but I just don't have an emotional connection with it. I don't think there's anything that can do to make me tear up in any way, unless, Zach, and people are gonna hate me for this, but if there's a Digimon crossover, because I always prefer Digimon growing up, so we can have Gen 8 be Agumon and pals, and I'll be super happy. It'll never ever happen. It's impossible, but that's the only thing that would make me tear up. I'll remember all the Digidestined. Oh man.
My favorite was Gatomon, the little cat with the yellow gloves. Yeah, I was a big fan of that one, but we're not talking Digimon, we're talking Pokemon, and I like to be a realist, so I like to think about what would have made the Chinese Riddler, even if he didn't tear up, what would have made him go wow? And to me, it's one of two things. It's either the graphics are that impressive or that crazy, or the world itself is changed and the scope is just dramatically increased. You think about what Breath of the Wild did for Zelda, Odyssey for Mario, even Splatoon 2 for Splatoon. Size and scale and scope are things that Nintendo puts a premium on this generation. So is that where they're going? For me, though, personally, I have not had extreme Pokemon emotion since the card game days. Since back when I would buy all the cards, and they would either be elating when I got my first Charizard from Walgreens on the way home from my Uncle John's house, or when I had some of my favorite holographics like Blastoise, Alakazam, and Mewtwo stolen by a kid named Joey, and they were never returned.
I was Joey. I stole a Charizard from my cousin. He deserved it. He deserved it. He was a bad cousin. He was a bad seed. He was misbehaving all over the place. His parents were constantly yelling at him. So I stole his Charizard card and I hid it under the crawl space of the house. I definitely did that. But that was an old Gabe. Present Gabe would never do that. I would never take your Charizard.
Thank goodness. Please don't steal anything from me, please.
Just your heart.
We already had that happen enough at last E3.
Just your heart.
Any more? Okay, just my heart. So for me, it would have to be something that was a monumental shift. I'm excited to play it regardless. I thought the art style in Let's Go was really, really nice. I even said it was the best realization of Pokemon ever. And not from the gameplay standpoint, but just the world and how it looked. So even if they carried that over, I would be cool with that. So I guess for me, I would want to see more of a big progression shift. We're so used to going from town to town, gym to gym, league to league, champion to champion. Obviously, the game's gonna have catching Pokemon, battling Pokemon, trading, but I want just a different structure. I want them to switch things up so we've got side quests, so we have different missions, so we have a different purpose besides just filling out our badge bag and trying to get to the top of some Pokemon battle tower.
Yeah, I'd be really down with that. For me, the one thing that I instantly thought about when we saw what Riddler said was, hey, is the art style that different and that unique? But the more I think about it, I don't know that Nintendo or Game Freak is going to want to do something like uber realistic or anything like that. So I'm kind of tossing that out the window. Maybe the starter Pokemon are just like the cutest creatures we've ever seen. You know, that's one possibility. And like you said, a change in structure. And I don't know how much they can convey of that in a trailer. Depends on how long the trailer is, right? Because, you know, Game Freak's done like 4-minute trailers. They also do like a minute-long trailer. So we'll see if it happens, because there's a chance that this doesn't happen at all. Like, eventually we'll have a Pokemon trailer, just maybe not next week, like people are saying.
The game is coming, guys. It's coming. But, you know, the thought process, this is tied somehow into Masuda's tweet about Weedle, and tied into the whole King and Queen thing, tied into Pokemon Day and those Nintendo Treehouse Q&As. My gut instinct here, Gabe, is that they want to just have a smidge of a reveal, a tease to get you excited, to show that this is an evolutionary shift for the franchise, and then they'll do the whole whiz-bang 5-minute deep dive later on. But I think what we get, if we get something this week, is a showing of why this is the next step. Because if I'm Chinese Riddler, he says that he's not like the biggest fan, and so he's now intrigued. That could just be cuter Pokemon. If it's like a really pretty meerkat or just like this majestic beast lion, like, I don't think that is gonna shift his entire tune. I feel like it's gotta be something more monumental. So let me break this down for you. We get a trailer, a short one, and it is recapping the last 7 gens. So we go through a quick gameplay shot of what Gen 1 was like, and Gen 2, and Gen 3, and Gen 4, and we work our way up to a black screen that says coming in 2019, and then it opens up to this big, beautiful world, a much crisper and more realistic art style, and a look at a Pokemon town from more of a third-person perspective, and just an experience of this universe that we never have really seen before. And I think that's what closes. I don't think we get anything on like combat. I don't think we get anything on, you know, ooh, who are the bad guys. I think it's just merely to show off why this is a true evolution. Because Let's Go was just a stopgap. It was just a carryover. It was just to sort of bring in fans, get something big on Switch, and you know, make people feel all warm and fuzzy about Pokemon Yellow. But here is their chance to dig deep and deliver a true $60 console Switch-worthy experience, and that's what I am way fingers crossed for.
You just mentioned combat and how you don't think that they would show it. For me, that's the thing that would wow people, right? And I don't know that they would ever do this. The answer is probably not. But if they make a shift from turn-based to more like action RPG type stuff, like Tales of Vesperia is a good example, how they still have like traditional battles, but you can like move around a little bit. For me, that's a huge departure. I don't know if Game Freak would ever do that. Again, the answer is probably not. But for me, that's one thing that would like really impress me and make me more excited than I've ever been for a Pokemon game.
Yeah, like what are the sacred stones of Pokemon? What can't they change? Because I feel like it has to be one of 4 categories. It's either graphics, like we mentioned. It's either world and like size and scope. It's progression, like I'm hoping for, quests, and just a different way of approaching what you do in these worlds. Or it's combat. And I think any shift to combat is probably the most dangerous. It could also be the most exciting, but I feel like that might be the thing that you just cannot touch. And honestly, Gabe, I'm like 50-50. There's part of me that buys into this hype, buys into what the Riddler is saying, and believes that this is their chance to go all out. This is their chance to wow. This is their chance to cement why Pokemon 2019 is a game changer, and it is a Switch-only experience that dramatically improves this franchise. But the other half of me just thinks that this is the next Pokemon game. It's going to look like Let's Go. It's going to have the whole same thing, and it's going to have a slew of new Pokemon, which I still want to see, and I'm sure there will be like little tweaks and touches, but I'm so evenly split on how this goes. It's one of those dicey Nintendo situations where the hype can really put you in a tricky spot.
I mean, that's the other thing I wanted to kind of touch on for a second, because, you know, we're talking about this Pokemon reveal maybe next week, right? There's a chance it doesn't happen at all. We've seen rumors and, you know, leaks be miscommunicated, misreported, misinterpreted. You know, we all thought that, you know, Star Fox Grand Prix was going to be a thing. Turns out that maybe it was never a thing. Oh, Metroid. Oh, I was playing Metro earlier. Metroid Prime collection's been done for a while. Oh, you know, they're saving it now. So I don't want to get my hopes up too much, because I don't want to be like disappointed. And you said it. This is a dangerous thing with Nintendo specifically, because the fandom, and our fandom, I'll speak for myself as well, it's so rabid sometimes that we don't know how to control our expectations. So I'm fully prepared for there to be no reveal next week at all, too.
Yeah, it's... You want to believe, but you don't want to get yourself in a predicament. Even the last Direct was great proof of that. Of like, hey, it's exciting to get super hyped and to think of this and that and this and that. But then it does take some of the shine off what they do reveal. So I'm going to try to go in open-minded. I'm very excited. I want that change to progression, or at least a change to the world, or maybe even a change to art style. But if they do, I think we're in for a moment that every Pokemon fan will remember. Whether they tear up, Gabe, whether they're just excited to play, this could be something super special. Nintendo has capitalized on special moment after special moment, and it would be a great way to turn the frown upside down after Reggie departs, and now the new generation of Pokemon is welcomed in.
I want my frown to be gone completely, so Pokemon, make me happy.
Let's go. Not let's go.
No, none of that, Zach.
Not let's go. That was a genuine mistake. No, we're over that. I think that's also part of my belief in the hype is like the lukewarm reception of Let's Go. It wasn't bad, but we're ready for something bigger. So let us know in the comments down below what would make you tear up, what would make you so excited to see in this Gen 8 reveal trailer. If it happens, what do you want them to reveal? What do you want them to show? What change do you crave to really turn your frown upside down? Let us know in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and are pumped for Pokemon. It's coming regardless. That's the good news. We don't have to like worry about that. It's when it gets revealed that is up for debate, but you're getting your Pokemon, and hopefully we're getting a good one. You guys go have a great, good, awesome, fantastic, stupendous day for myself and Gabe. Until next time, everybody, thanks again for watching. SwitchForce out.